Good morning, my beautiful brothers and sisters. How are you doing on this magnificent Tuesday? So, I wanted to get up here and discuss today starting over and reinventing yourself. What does that mean? Now, what exactly does that mean, right? So, for some of us, that could simply just mean started from scratch, just saying, I'm going to rid of everything, everyone. I want to become something larger than life, and I'm going to step into this full on intentional, regardless of who is affected by my actions. And for others, it's slow progression. You taking, a check. What do you call it? Inventory. Taking an inventory check on where you are, how far you have come, where you want to be, and if you are where you want to be, and if you aren't, how do you get to become the person you also desire, right? Now, I don't know about you, but life be lifing, and sometimes things happen that aren't in our plans, that we did not imagine at certain junctures in our life, and you just gotta keep it pushing. You just have to go through the obstacles, figure it out, sort through it, go through the anger, go through the sadness, go through the unexpected, the surprises, everything, blah, 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 blah. So in return, I don't know, like I'm in my 30s and I see some videos about when you're in your 40s, when you're in your 50s, but no one is talking to the women who are in their 20s or in their 30s. And I think that we are giving this impression that when you're in your 20s, you have so much room to mess up, to make, poor decisions, to just wild out and be out there in these streets acting like that ain't going to taunt you and haunt you later down in your life. And I think that is an extremely poor rhetoric and practice. I mean, it worked for some, and if it does for you, kudos to you. But I know in the real world, the sooner you gain and grab hold of certain aspects of your life, the more fluid and it will flow, like the more you'll progress the way you desire. For example, like I don't come from a financially literate family. I had to teach myself. And in return of me teaching myself and along the way of me teaching myself, I began to teach my brother and my sisters and my brothers and my sister, and my children. Like, I don't want you to make the same mistakes I've made. And I'm also teaching my parents because I'm showing them, hey, this is possible. We are able and capable of reversing this narrative of staying in a poor and down mindset. We can actually come out of this, and it starts with your intentions. Then it starts with how you speak and see yourself, and then from there it moves into your actions that should follow, right? But sometimes I'm gonna just speak for myself. Sometimes you may have the intent, you have the will, but you don't have the push and the force to get up and go. What is happening there, right? So like for me, I'm an extremely huge organizer. Like I write down my thoughts, I have a conversation, I do the research, all of that good stuff. And sometimes I even get started. And then eventually it's like that spark and that fire that was just burning so hot just starts to wither out. And once it withers out, you kind of feel mentally burnt out, right? So now I'm in a place in my life where I'm like, okay, I can't just be writing stuff down and not living it out. Like, I am a very goal-oriented person. I'm a very solution-based person. I can help you figure out anything. And I have to now start practicing what I preach. So if you come to me for some insight or advice, I'll give it. I'm going to be straight up and be honest. But no offense to you, I now have to take my own advice. I have to stop caring about what the next man or woman is going to think and how they feel about what it is that I'm doing. And it's a huge reality check when you start checking your inventory. When you check your inventory of friends, of family, your finances, where you sit with God, how do you feel internally? How do you carry your emotions and express yourself? You will have a huge reality check. You ain't as okay as you thought you were. You haven't been doing as great as you thought you were. And sometimes you realize, oh my goodness, I've actually just been in survival mode. I've just been moving and moving and moving and moving. Like I'm on the rat wheel, but I'm not getting forward. And yes, you have achieved some things, but you aren't getting these grand scale successes like you envisioned for yourself. Now for me, like I'm huge. I love fashion. I love doing music. I'm a creative. That's just who I've always been. But for a long time, and I'm still working through this, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are people going to think? What are they going to say? And that's because of what I've experienced, right? Like I haven't been always received the way that I desired or thought that I would. People didn't really listen or wasn't really seeking to hear what I had to say. So in return, I just minimized myself. I stopped talking. I stopped, showing up. And I don't mean physically showing up. My personality just became really mute. And that's scary. Like when you walk into a room and you can't even recognize yourself. Like you're like, what am I doing here? This is how you find yourself in spaces and places doing things that you normally wouldn't do, being around people that you normally wouldn't hang around, consuming things that you shouldn't consume, right? So I would suggest start small. It doesn't have to be you going in your refrigerator and you're getting rid of everything, or you're going in your closet and you're removing all your clothes. Like, stop. Like, let's not be dramatic. Drama kings and queens. Let's take one step at a time, one day at a time. You're gonna get there. Like for me, I'm in the process of going back to school, and shout out to one of my best friends. Like, she's so encouraging, and we always had this healthy competition because we supported each other. She genuinely supports me. So she's like, girl, don't you want your accolades? Don't you want to finish? Because I remember when we was XYZ, that's how long we known each other. You said you wanted to do this. Why aren't you doing that? And I'm like, damn, she's right. Why? And that's the key. When you ask yourself why, you start realizing I really don't have a reason why. The reason why was always because of all the outside noise that I allowed myself to absorb. And then I started to exude that, taking it on as who I am. And that's not me. Fear of the unknown is such a thin line between success and failure. The unknown is uncertain, right? The uncertainty is like, that's what causes you to be worried. That's what causes for you to have anxiety and to be stressed. And we know, especially for Black women, that's one of our number one killers, bro. So, what are you afraid of? You're afraid of yourself. You're afraid of really shining. You say you shine, but do you really want to shine? You say you're capable, but are you really ready to put in the work and go to all of these places once you start to get noticed and people want to hear more from you and be around you more? Are you really physically, mentally, and spiritually prepared to put yourself in positions to have those opportunities? Or do you just like the sound of it? Because when you like the sound of it, that means nothing changes if nothing changes. You're not going to set forth and do the action. So my suggestions to you today is do one thing different that you didn't do yesterday that's actually going to get you where you want to be tomorrow, right? I hope this is helpful. I love you all. I hope you have a blessed Tuesday. Let's talk about it. Peace.